Hey, what's up guys, it's SNipEz, and welcome to a new tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be covering on how to make a castle, because I know some people that like to make some medieval stuff for their maps, and so I figured a castle is a main thing that's in medieval maps, so might as well make one. So the materials that we will need stone bricks, stone brick stairs, stone slabs, and then just regular pistons. And that's about all we'll need for this part. In this part, we're just going to be making the walls. So let's get started. So we want to take out our stone bricks, and we want to lay down 9 of them in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now what we're going to do is place 2 on the corners, just like this. Come 1 block away, place another one, do the same thing on the other side. So if you make it right, you should have 3 spots, and these are what the windows are going to be. I'm going to take some swiftness real quick so we can move a little bit faster. And you want to stack this up 6 tall. So we already have 2 so far. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now stack all these up, even go past, cover up the windows. I was just showing you that so you know how far they need to be. And so the main wall is going to be 6 blocks tall. Boom, there we go. Now what you want to do is, I'm not going to tell you how long to make the wall, because each one's different. All depends on how much space you have. But we're going to make this a pillar. So we're starting with one of the main pillars on the castle wall. And so we're going to make a square. So as you can see, we have one wall right here that is 9 blocks long. Now we want to come back 9. So this counts as your first block, so that's very important. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now just make a square, make all 4 sides of the wall, and stack them all up 6 tall. I think that was a rhyme there. There we go. Only 2 more sides to go. And then this is not going to be the full size of the pillar. This one is just a start off on how big the wall is going to be. So don't worry about the pillar, because it will be a lot taller. So don't worry about that. Okay, so now that we're basically done with this pillar, there we go. So since it's an odd number, since we made it 9 blocks long, you should have a middle piece. And so this should be the middle piece right here in the middle. And I'm just going to place a stair there so we know that that is the middle piece. I was having trouble saying that. So what we want to do is we want to take out the pistons. And then on this side of the block, place down pistons on each side. So since we have a middle, we're going to place 1 on each side. So now we should have it to where we have 3 we have 3 blocks of pistons. And that's what we want. This is going to be like the little walkway on the top of the wall. And then you want to make sure the pistons are facing up. And like I said, I'm not going to tell you how far the walls have to be, because each one's going to be different depending on how much space you have. So I'm not going to tell you how long the wall has to be. And so you want to extend the pistons all the way out to however much space you have, just like this. Now what we're going to do is we want to make the wall using the stone bricks. And then right in front of these pistons, we're going to start the wall. Now what we're going to do is, there's a pig in my way, fuck you. We're going to make the main wall going all the way up to the pistons itself. And so let's just make this entire wall 6 blocks tall. And then we can actually make the pillar, we can make that even taller after we have this wall done. And so this can be very repetitive. That's basically what the entire castle wall is. But I guess we can find a way to work through that. Alright, so we're almost there. And then once you get up to the pistons right here, you're going to stop. Don't go up any higher than this. Because what we're going to do is we're going to, so not on where the main pillar is, but right next to it, you're going to place 1 block of stone brick, come 1 block away, and keep doing this. So as you can see, it kind of has like a little pattern to it. Because a lot of castles have like this thing to where they, like the archers can shoot off the top of the wall. And that's the purpose of this. And I'm going to extend this one a little bit farther so we can make it all even on each side. Alright, now that we have all those spaces in between, we're not going to leave the spaces like that. What you want to do is you want to take out your stone brick stairs and in these gaps, place the stairs. So in each gap, place the stairs down, so it will cover up this. It gives it a little bit different look to it, and a little bit more uniqueness. So there we go. Alright, now this wall is not done yet. So now what we want to do is we want to take back out the stone brick block, and then stack it up 4 on this first block. So where this pillar is, right next to it in the corner, you're going to make a pillar going up 4 tall. Then on top of the 4th block, place a stair. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have a lot of these pillars going around the wall, and it gives a little bit different design to it, and it makes it look a little bit nicer and just a little bit more unique. And so we're not going to place too many of these though. So here's going to be the pattern for me. So as you can see, we have one pillar right here. If you look up above, we have these 2 right next to it, and then on the next one, we're going to make the same pillar again. So you can see we have 2 of these gaps in between, and then on the next one, we're going to make the pillar. So 2 gaps, just like this. Oop. And then you're going to keep doing this all the way down your wall. Is that right? That's right. Okay, we're almost done. I didn't make this wall extremely long, just so it won't take up too much time to make the wall. And then we're almost done. And then what I like to do is I like to make my wall to where, as you can see, the pattern, it would not continue. I want it to be symmetrical on both sides. So I'm going to extend the wall just a little bit farther so I know that it matches with the other side. So then boom, right here, extend out the platform where we walk on, and now make the pillar. Then boom. Alright, so that's done. Now what we want to do is, so since we have the pillars done, as you can see, it still looks a little bit too plain. So we're going to take out the stone brick stairs, and in all these gaps in between, you're going to place stairs in between each pillar. Again, it adds a little bit more uniqueness to it. Alright, so now that we have that, now what we want to do is we want to take out our stone slabs that we talked about earlier. Then on each pillar, on the second block from the ground, you want to replace the stone brick with the stone slab. So just like this, do this on every pillar. And then this wall will be done. And boom. Alright, so that's what our wall is going to look like. So now we want to come back to the main pillar. So as you can see, we have this big square that right here, but only problem is it's even with the wall. So we're going to fix that. So as you can see, the wall is even with this platform with the pistons. We want to place 6 more stone bricks going 12 up. I phrased that really weird. I said 6 more. You want to place 12 more stone bricks going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now you want to leave a doorway in the middle that's going to be 2 blocks tall, so you can actually walk into the column itself. Then you want to stack up the entire thing 12 tall, so just make a wall going all the way around the pillar. And then we're going to add the windows here in a minute after we add this entire wall. And so we're almost done with this. And now only 2 more sides to go after this side. Almost done, guys. And most castles are symmetrical when it comes to making the walls. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the gate after this. But then you guys can make the other side yourself, because it's just going to be the same thing as this side right here. My swiftness ran out, but I can take that here in a minute. Alright, so here we go. We're almost done with the pillar. One thing I have noticed about the swiftness is that when you take swiftness, it makes it to where it seems like your reach of placing blocks is a little bit farther. Alright, so now that we have the pillar set up to where it's taller than the wall itself, Now it's starting to look more like a castle wall. Now what we want to do is we want to make the windows. So if we come inside, we're going to make the floor even with the floor of the wall. So just take your pistons back out and just set them up inside the pillar, just like this. So it's a floor. And then what we're going to do is make the windows here in a minute. Alright, now that the floor is done, we want to make the windows. And so we already covered how the windows are going to look. So we want to come inside the pillar, and then 1 block away from the corner, make a window that's going to be 5 tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the same thing in the middle, 1 block away. Then do the same thing. So if you made the pillar right, you should have 3 windows that are evenly spaced on each side. So now that we have that, we want to come to the top of the pillar, and we want to take back out our stone bricks and do the same thing that we did on the wall with the top. So place 1 in the corner, 1 block away, and it should be even since we have an odd number. So then just add these little pillars going all the way around the pillar. Now take your stairs out after I take my swiftness. Take your stairs back out and then place them in between each gap on the wall, or on the pillar I should say. I'm sorry if I am stuttering a little bit, guys. I'm not purposely trying to do that. Alright, now that we have that, we want to take back out our pistons, and 1 block away from this top, we want to make the floor for up here. So here we go, and boom. Oh, misplaced that one. Alright, so now that we have 1 pillar down and 1 wall down, what we're going to do is we're going to make the gate. And so what you need to do is on one side of the pillar, all depends on if you made your castle the same way I made mine. So we have 1 pillar here, and now we're going to make another one, but we're going to count 7 blocks in between. Let's make it 12 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So on the 12th block from the pillar, you want to place the stone brick. Then you want to make another pillar. That's going to be 9 blocks all the way around. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then these pillars are going to be the exact same size. And so stack these up until they're even with each other. Does that look about right? We can always fix it later if it's not. So we're just going to guesstimate for now, and then we can always go in later and fix it if it's not the right height. So now we're just going to make this pillar the full size. Do this all the way around the pillar, so make sure all 4 sides are the same height. And something's getting in my way. Yeah, it's a fucking cow. Awesome. So now we're still stacking up these walls. Not the most fun thing to do, but it's got to be done for the castle, because each castle has some pillars for defense purposes. So we're almost done. 2 more sides to go. So how's everybody doing today? So I want your guys' opinion while I'm working on this. So I'm thinking about starting up a new series that's going to be called, it's kind of like a versus. So I would take 2 people who submit their maps or something like that. I'm not exactly sure on the details on how I would want to do it yet, but the way I want to do it is, god damn it, cow, get out of my way. So you would submit your gamer tag, and I would choose 2 people, and they would have a build off, and they would have 1 week to build whatever they want, and the person with the best creation would win. And so I want your guys' opinion on if that would be a good series. So just leave a comment in the comments and let me know if you think that's a good idea. If I get enough likes and enough people like it, I'll make the series. Alright, so now that we have this pillar done, we want to make the main gate. And so the main gate wall, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit taller than the outside walls right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to come back to the pillar that we already have done and make another doorway right here. Now, okay, there we go. He's finally flying. So we want to make the same wall. It's going to be in the same position, but it's going to be 8 blocks tall this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now extend this all the way to the other pillar that we just made. Do the same thing with this one. Alright, so now that we have that, my swiftness ran out again. Alright, now that we want to take out our pistons, and then we want to lay the pistons to where they're facing up, even with with the stone bricks that we just added on the 8th block. Now we want to add the centerpieces right here, just like that. Then add the stone brick stairs in between each gap. Alright, so this is where it can get a little bit tricky. So I don't want this to just be a flat wall because that's a little bit too plain. What I want to do is make it to where we're going to, underneath the pistons, we're going to place one more layer of stone bricks just to cover up the pistons, just like this. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to make a little arch kind of thing. So what we want to do is 1, 2, 3 blocks down from the corners on the pillars. So 1, 2, 3. You want to make it to where it's 1 block, then come diagonal 1, make it come out 2. Do the same thing on this side. Diagonal 1, make it to where it's 2 wide. Then do the same thing one more time. Do it right here as well. And boom. Now that we have that, what we want to do is the gaps in between, not like this huge gap, but the gaps in between the pillar and the arc, we want to fill those in. Just like that. Okay, now what we want to do is, if you made it right, you should have this one little gap in between, like this 1 block gap. Just place a thing there, a stone brick. Now you want to extend this all the way to the other side of the wall. So just like this. So it should go all the way through. Boom. Alright, do the same thing on this side as well. Again, it's not the most fun thing to do, but it's got to be done. Alright, now that we have that done, now we actually want to make the gate. And so we're going to go into our inventory and we're going to take out just a regular fence. Now, if we made this right, we should have 1 gap or a centerpiece in between this wall that we just added. And then you want to make it to where the centerpiece goes all the way up 1 block away from the pistons. Just like this. Boom. And then we're going to just fill these little gaps in right here real quick. And the fence posts are going to go all the way to the pillars. Then after you have these done, just make the little gate using the fence posts that we have, and have it to where they come maybe 4 down. Oh, misplaced those. Sorry guys, not meaning to misplace any of these. And make it to where you have 1 block of space that you can walk under the gate, just like that. Now boom, now we have the gate. So now that's done, we want to come back to the side of the wall, and we want to come into this pillar. And as you notice, since the wall for the gate it's taller than this right here, we want to make stairs going up to the wall. So you're just going to take stairs and then just make a little opening right here. Boom, now you have your opening right there. So really easy to do that. Alright, now we have one more thing to add. Now we need to add the back wall to the wall. And so it's going to be the same wall that we did on the front, but this time instead of using the pillars and the stone bricks for like the archery, we're just going to place just regular stone bricks. So just like this, it's just going to be a plain wall. Now do this all the way until it touches the ground, or until it goes 1 block above the pistons. Yeah, I actually just learned how to make this wall in this castle the other day. I was just experimenting, trying to figure out some new things to do for tutorials, and I came across this idea. I was like, no, I know a lot of people ask for medieval stuff, and so what's more medieval than a castle? And so I tried to make a castle, and it came out pretty good. And so hopefully you guys like it, because I know I like it. And so we're just about done with this wall. Then we only have a couple more touches to add. Boom. So now that that wall is fully done, now what we want to do is you want to make this wall right here on this pillar all the way on the other side. They should be symmetrical, so just keep that in mind. Now we want to add these pillars that we added on the main wall on these pillars as well. And so come one block away. So let's see. This middle window, so just right underneath the middle window, stack up 4 pillars, or 4 blocks. 2, 3, 4. Come 2 blocks away, make another one. Oop. And just like that, then put the stairs on top of them, then the stairs in between. Just like that. And then we're going to place one more stair on this corner piece right there. Alright, yeah. So do the same thing on both pillars and just make this wall again on the other side. I really think the wood for the walkway, it gives it that more medieval look to it, because they didn't have too much back then, in my opinion. Yeah, I might be wrong. I don't know. But this is how I make my castles. So do this all the way around your castle wall. And so please rate and subscribe, guys. Stay tuned in on continuing this castle, because this is not going to be a one-part series. This is going to be a several-part series on how to make a castle. So please rate and subscribe, guys. Stay tuned in for more. Thanks for watching.